Hi everybody, it's Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a quick card to share with you today using the Flying Home stamp set. I'm actually using this set to create a demo swap card. So this is going to be a demo swap card. And I'm just going to show you how I put it all together with my different tools, and we're going to do some coloring of the image. So we're going to use some ink colors that will be retiring soon. So let me go through and show you the different things I use. So obviously I used the Flying Home stamp set. Okay, we're going to stamp this fun spring birdhouse. I use my Lots of Labels Framelits to die cut just a mounting frame. Okay, this time I did it out of crumb cake. That one I did on vanilla. I just decided to change it after I got it designed. Then I'm using my layering circle framelits, and I cut out an Emerald Envy scallop, and then we're going to cut out a very vanilla circle after we do our stamping. We are using our Delicate Doilies, and I'm going to cut one in half to create a little frill on the card. And then for our card base, I'm using Emerald Envy, which is one of the retiring ink colors, and I've already embossed that with the Petal Burst folder. So we got that fun leaf background for our card for the birdhouse. Okay, so there's all my little embellishment pieces. Then I'm also using our burlap ribbon. I've cut it to a 10-inch length, and then I've split it the long way with my scissors. So I've got 3 strands, and I'm just going to create a bunny ear bow. So like I've said before, I just create 2 loops and then tie a knot. Now be careful with the burlap that you don't pull your twine apart, but if you do, it'll still knot together nicely. So we've got a nice bow there to add to our card when we're done with all of our coloring. Okay, so let's see. The next thing we're going to do is stamp, and we would color our birdhouse. So I used Archival Black. Just going to stamp the birdhouse on there. Okay, let me move some of this stuff out of the way so we can work. Now, coloring takes a little bit of time, so sit down and enjoy it. It's relaxing, and I find it's sometimes therapeutic when I just need a little quiet time. So let me take you through the colors I used. I'm using crumb cake for the birdhouse, and that will tie in with the crumb cake layer I decided to add underneath all the frill. And so when I color, I try not to overlap my brush strokes too much because I don't want it to be too heavy of a color. However, if you want a heavier color, you certainly can go over with more brush strokes. So I'm just adding some of that base color to tie into our card below. Then I'm using Emerald Envy, and so you can see there's 2 kinds of leaves on this image. So I've got this one, and it's just kind of open leaves here. There's no real detail in there. So I'm using the darker green. I'm also going to use Lemon Lime Twist to do the other leaves, but I'm using the darker green to come in to these non-detailed leaves. They just create filler, I guess. Okay, some variety. So we've got that. Then I'm going to come in with Lemon Lime Twist, which is one of our newer ink colors. And I'm going to do these leaves that have a little more detail on them. Just like that. And so I really use the ends of my paintbrush tips like paintbrushes. I try to just controllingly splash the color into the stamped image. Try to color inside the lines, but if you don't, you know it's art. Let the color just kind of happen where it happens. This would also be lovely with our blends, if you wanted to work with blends, only then you want to make sure you stamp with our Mento ink and let it dry, so you use that with the blends markers. Whereas this one I use the Archival Black. Okay, let's see. this color in here. So we've got different flowers, so I'm using different colors. I wanted a nice, bright springtime card. Now that the snow is finally melting here in New England, and the trees are starting to pop with their buds, so I'm hoping those springtime flowers will start shooting up as well. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's see, I'm gonna tie in Berry Burst from the new sets of In Colors into the centers here. And I'm also going to use that on the treehouse. Okay, and let's see, let's bring in some Peekaboo Peach. And there's nothing that says you have to color every flower, but I tend to color every flower. So, alright, looks like I missed a couple of leaves. Let me go back in and get those leaves. So that's a nice thing. You can just keep adding the color as you work across your image. You don't have to worry about what color you use first, because our tips are so nice and they're firm, but they have a little bit of give, but they're very the tip is very fine, so you can work into small areas if you have nice control with your hand. So, and if you don't have control, if your hand shakes like mine does some days, you can always use the other end of the marker, which is our tip end of the marker, to have a little more control of where the ink goes. Alright, and let's just add a little more peach down here. Okay, so our image is all colored now, so I'm just going to bring in the Big Shot to trim this out. So let's see, let me zoom the picture out now that we're done coloring. Alright, so I'm going to put this down on my plate and put this over the top, center that image, and then I'll get my cutting plate. Mine is very beloved, but it works just fine. Alright, so we get our die cut, and then this is all going to go together nice and easy. So most of this card is embellishing it with the die cuts and the embossing folder. So, you know, don't think that your cards have to be super duper complicated. You can use all these fun little tools we have to create fun cards without doing a ton of difficult stamping. You know, our techniques are fun to learn, but sometimes they take practice. So don't be discouraged. Just keep practicing those techniques, but in the meantime you can create some nice simple cards with some simple tools and techniques. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on my card here. Use a glue dot to add my bow. And we're done. So, pretty simple. Coloring takes a little time, but for the most part, it's pretty easy to do. So I hope you enjoyed our little show and tell today. All the details will be on my show and tell news next week, so you can subscribe to that so you don't miss out on any of the details and measurements of the projects I do. Or you can just subscribe here and watch the videos. I know a lot of you are probably stamping fanatics like I am, so you can watch me do it, get some fun ideas, and then just go have some fun stamping. So keep joining me here. I try to post on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I always enjoy a thumbs up or a subscribe. Let me know that you like what it is I'm doing to share with you. Alright everybody, have a great spring season as we get started here, and do some fun stamping. Use those nice bright colors. The winter doldrums are over. Alright everybody, I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.